When you combine the next 9 countries' budgets together that the staggering power of the United States truly starts to come into view.
Why?
Even if you add up all of the defense spending of the other 9 countries, it still comes to less than that.
Wait, if you put all of them together... Okay, I knew America was number 1, but I forgot that you guys spend more than all the other major countries combined. How is this even possible? Well, to be fair, you guys are quite amazing when it comes to military power. And if you are American, you are probably super proud of this. Leave a like if you are proud of American military. But to me, I have to be honest, this is insane. Today I'll be reacting to "This is why everyone is afraid of the US." My friends, I'm super excited for this one. Very long video, but before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
On the list of countries that spend the most money on defense, the United States is at the top.
Number 1.
No surprise. But it's when you combine the next 9 countries' budgets together that the staggering power of the United States truly starts to come into view.
Why?
Even if you add up all of the defense spending of the other 9 countries, it still comes to less than that.
Wait, if you put all of them together... Okay, I knew America was number 1, but I forgot that you guys spend more than all the other major countries combined. How is this even possible? Well, to be fair, you guys are quite amazing when it comes to military power. And if you are American, you are probably super proud of this. Leave a like if you are proud of American military. But to me, I have to be honest, this is insane.
That of the United States by itself. With an annual budget of more than $900 billion, 2 million...
$900 billion. My friends, that number is insane. And this is every year, right? Every year. Wow.
plus service members and over 700 bases spread across the world,
Beast.
the United States is one bear that definitely shouldn't be poked.
Yeah, no.
Pouring such huge amounts of money into defense is one of the reasons that the US is the sole superpower in the world today, currently unmatched and unchallenged in its supremacy, especially when it comes to military might. But
My friends, do you guys agree that the main reason is probably technology? Because I think America have really great, amazing technology when it comes to their military.
if another country like Russia or China or even a consolidation of those other top 9 somehow, for some reason, decided to try and take on the USA?
Well, okay, now here I also want to be very honest with you, my friends. When I started reacting, I knew America was very strong, but I did not know, it was this strong. And I thought, well, if Russia, China, maybe a couple of other countries combine, take on America, they may be able to defeat the United States. But honestly, nowadays I think I was wrong. Because America is so much ahead. Of course, we all lose if this type of stuff starts to go crazy. Like we are seeing today, to be fair. But I still think if you are American, you have really great odds to win.
Well, here's a few reasons why that would...
And another thing, Russia and China, would you guys agree? They are already kind of partners. Would you guys agree with that, or is this a conspiracy theory? I don't think so, right?
probably be the last mistake they ever made. Reason number 1. You know the US has a large ground force, but it's not just big, it's mind-blowingly huge.
Also,
by the numbers, the US military includes just over 2 million military personnel and just under 800,000 civilians, making...
Okay, I know I do a lot of pauses, my friends, but at this point I feel like I know a good amount of this. 2 million military is not a lot. China have quite more. So that's why I was saying America is the best because of technology, not because of the number of people fighting.
The 2.86 million member military slightly larger than the entire population of Chicago. Compare that to the UK military, which has just under 152,400 total personnel. But it's not just the size of the military, it's the speed with which they can be moved. The
Great
Netherlands
point.
Marine Corps boasts an exceptional deployment time where they're able to get troops anywhere in the world within 48 hours. But the Joint Army and Air Force run U.S. Immediate Response Force, they can have troops deployed anywhere in the world within just 18 hours. Additionally,
anywhere.
these U.S. ground forces are equipped with the best technology available. Let's start with the now iconic M1 Abrams main battle tank. In service since the 1980s.
Sorry for a stupid question, but Abrams is because of Abraham Lincoln or nothing to do with that? I don't know.
The M1 Abrams has undergone several upgrades to ensure it remains one of the most formidable tanks in the world. And that's precisely what this tank is. The current fleet numbers around 2,500, with thousands more in storage. In contrast, China has only manufactured around 1,200 of their top tank, the Type 99, over the last several decades. There isn't a single list of the best tanks in the world that doesn't mention this armored marvel, and one of the latest iterations of this tank, the SEP V3 variant, undoubtedly warrants a place right at the top. This tank is powered by a Honeywell AGT 1500 gas turbine engine, which offers 1,500 horsepower and boasts an M256 120mm smoothbore cannon, which allows it to fire advanced rounds with unparalleled accuracy.
Someone the other day said that I should react to this tank, and there is a lot of videos online explaining this tank in detail. My friends, leave a like or leave me the number, actually leave me the word tank in the comments or something, if you guys would love me to see react to this one, because I feel like there is a lot of things to learn about this.
The SEP V3 also features a modular design that allows for easy upgrades and modifications, ensuring that it remains at the cutting edge of technology for years to come. But perhaps most importantly, the M1 Abrams isn't all talk. This impressive tank has a proven record of success on the battlefield, unlike the aforementioned Chinese Type 99 tank. Just look at the Gulf Wars, primarily taking place in Iraq and Kuwait. The Persian Gulf War was when the M1 Abrams was first tested in combat, and yet not a single tank was taken out by enemy forces. Talk about a grand entrance. The M1 Abrams.
Holy, that's impressive. And you know what? Another reason, when I react to military stuff, I tend to talk a lot, because actually at this point, I'm a bit of a nerd for this type of stuff. But I forgot what I was about to say. Damn, I'm getting old. Okay, I remember. One of the things that I actually makes me believe that America could defeat all the other countries is because you guys are always in some type of proxy war, testing stuff. Sometimes it's not even you guys fighting, but giving some weapons for other countries to try, and I think that helps a lot.
Abrams was later deployed in Afghanistan during the war in Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia during the Yemeni civil war, and Ukraine during the Russian invasion. It's also been modified and exported to Australia, Egypt, Iraq, Kuwait, Poland, and Saudi Arabia, solidifying its reputation as one of the most reliable and effective tanks in the world.
It's amazing.
The M109 Paladin is another powerful vehicle that allows U.S. ground forces to be so dominant. Now, this vehicle might look like a tank at first glance, but it's actually a self-propelled howitzer designed for long-range artillery support. The self-propelled part comes from a 4-man crew inside the vehicle that chooses the targets and fires the howitzer without the need for external equipment. This means that the M109 Paladin can quickly respond to changing battlefield conditions and provide rapid and accurate fire support to ground troops. Due to how quickly its semi-automatic system fires away and the sheer mobility of the vehicle, once an assault begins, it can hardly be stopped. The M109 had its combat debut in Vietnam. Since then, it's been used by several armies in multiple high-stakes conflicts, such as the Yom Kippur War in the Sinai Peninsula and the Golan Heights, the Persian Gulf War in Iraq, Kuwait, and areas on Saudi Arabia's.
Okay, my friends, now there is one thing I'm thinking about. So, you guys spend 900 billion, but how much do you guys make? Because you guys also sell a lot of the things you make. Or even older things, so there is a constant cycle, right? So saying that America spends 900 billion is probably a bit unfair because I assume there is a lot of money also entering. Am I saying something incorrect here? Or is already the number after, what you spend versus what you get?
Borders and the Iraq War in, you'll never guess, Iraq. In each of these conflicts, the US was able to better understand and improve upon the design of the vehicle, experience that other countries such as the Chinese don't have with their own vehicles. Hang on for a second though. If you think the US ground forces vehicles are impressive, just wait until you see the kind of firepower the US ground troops wield directly. After all, they're the ones who often have to face the enemy up close and personal. One mainstay is the M240 machine gun. This formidable, belt-fed, gas-operated medium machine gun can be mounted on aircraft and vessels as well, capable of firing up to 950 rounds per minute.
Friends, the other day I saw a video that someone had a machine gun on a pickup truck. I thought that was insane.
The math, that's nearly 16 rounds per second. Compare that with the Russian PKM, which is able to fire only up to 800 rounds per minute, or just over 13 rounds a second. Therefore, it's easy to see how it can be effective against both personnel and light vehicles, making it a versatile choice for taking out any enemy. Its earliest uses were during the US invasion of Grenada, aka Operation Urgent Fury, and the invasion of Panama, or Operation Just Cause. If you're looking for something similar in firepower but more capable of being carried around by an individual soldier, look no further than the M249 Squad Automatic Weapon, or SAW. Though initially designed in Belgium, the US ended up manufacturing its own version of this powerful light machine gun. With this weapon, you could get a range up to 11,800 feet. You could also get a high rate of fire, typically around 800 rounds per minute. Given how reliable this weapon is, it shouldn't be surprising that it's been used all over the world, including Bosnia, Somalia, and Ukraine. And while machine guns often get the spotlight, this explosive asset is an indispensable part of any soldier's kit, the M67 fragmentation hand grenade. The M67
Grenades, okay. I forgot those are a thing.
is undoubtedly one of the deadliest tools wielded by the US ground forces. This grenade has one goal: to inflict maximum damage. The M67 has a lethal radius of about 16 feet but can cause casualties up to 50 feet away, while dispersing fragments as far as 750 feet. So, when the pin is pulled and the safety lever released, you better find cover fast. The reliability of this grenade is proven by its long time in the service, as it was introduced first in the 1960s. Though the sheer amount of devastation its ground forces can cause is reason enough to avoid any conflict with the US, we're just getting started. This is merely the first reason why you shouldn't mess with the US, and the next 9 are even more staggering. Reason number 2 takes us to the skies, where the strongest air force in the world awaits.
So, honestly, with all the respect, I know you guys are amazing on the ground, but now I think we are going to enter where America truly shines. Is in the air and in the ocean. But in the air, this is going to be crazy. Be ready, my friends.
The strongest in numbers, capability, and technology. Of course, the numbers are the most impressive part initially, as they give a quick insight into just how dominant the US is in the skies. If you look at the annual Global Firepower or GFP ranking, which takes a by-the-numbers approach to ranking militaries around the world, you'll see nothing but number ones across all Air Force categories. Number 1 in...
That was impressive, again.
Total fleet aircraft strength, with over 13,000 aircraft, including over 1,800 jets, about 900 attack-type aircraft, over 600 tanker aerial aircrafts, and a mind-boggling 5,700 helicopters. Not only that, the 13,000 aircraft is more than 3 times bigger than the second-place country, Russia, with only about 4,200
Wait, what? Sorry, that's a very important fact.
Helicopters. Not only that, the 13,000 aircraft is more than 3 times bigger than the second-place country, Russia, with
3 times bigger That's amazing.
with only about 4,200 aircraft. And much like the ground forces, the technological quality of the US Air Force is truly something to
Crazy.
behold. One
Yeah.
example can be seen in the US's fleet of stealth aircraft, such as the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. The first
I have probably 2 or 3 videos reacting to the F-22 Raptor. My friends, let me tell you one thing. If you are not aware of this jet, you have to check this one out. It's insane.
first F-22 Raptor took flight on September 7, 1997 in Marietta, Georgia, following 6 years of development. This kind of aircraft is something other countries such as Russia could only dream of. Russia's response to the F-22 was their Su-57, first seen 21 years later in 2018, but the aircraft has seen limited time in combat, including
Wait, so this the Russia made one in 2018, or started flying, better saying, in 2018, and is not as good as the F-22 Raptor that started flying in 97. I know you guys also do a lot of upgrades, but come on, how proud are you guys of America? Because I'm so proud, it's crazy how ahead, and every time I react to this, you guys always leave me a scary comment. André, if this is what they are showing us, imagine what they have. Do you guys think there is some truth to this? Do you guys think the American military really have things that we cannot even dream of? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
the recent war in Ukraine. It's currently doubted how comparable the aircraft really is to the F-22. Which, by contrast, this technological marvel is renowned for its advanced stealth technology, supercruise capability, unparalleled maneuverability, and integrated avionics, earning it the title of the most dominant air fighter in the world. The F-22 is designed not to just defeat current threats, but to also counter emerging threats well into the future. In other words, you don't want to mess with this fighter jet now or ever. The same can be said for the next jewel in the US Air Force's shiny crown, the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning
the F-35,
II.
okay.
This fighter jet is the most lethal, survivable, and connected fighter jet in the world. All
Wait, I still don't understand that well. The F-22 Raptor is better than the F-35, or am I messing things on my head? In terms of number, the F-35 is ahead. It's a bigger number, so maybe because of that, this one is better. But I had the idea that the F-22 was a bit more lethal. I could be wrong.
characteristics
But I also know this is a tremendous one. Let's throw it back.
lethal, survivable, and connected fighter jet in the world. All characteristics that should make you want to avoid crossing paths with it at all costs. And this goes for both the air and the ground, since the F-35 is designed to excel in both air-to-air and air-to-ground combat. With its advanced stealth capabilities...
Wait, what that means? Air-to-air and air-to-ground? Oh, basically, if they find a Chinese or a Russian jet, they are able to fight in the air, like Star Wars. But if they also need to help in the ground, let's say there is American troops on the ground, they are also really good at doing that. But the F-22 is also good at both, right?
Integrated sensors and unparalleled situational awareness, this aircraft is nothing short of a game changer for the US, not to mention all the adversaries who dare to challenge it. So far, the F-35 has gotten the job done for multiple US military branches on several heated battlefields. It was used by the Marine Corps against Taliban targets in Afghanistan, by the US Air Force against Islamic State targets in northern Iraq, by the US Navy in the Indo-Pacific. Basically, it's been used everywhere and has proven its effectiveness time and again. Another aircraft that sends the same message is the B-2 Spirit. This heavy...
The B-2 Spirit, I tend to call this the B-2 Bomber, but I guess it's the same thing, right? My friends, this is the plane, the jet, I'm not even sure if I can call this a jet, but this is the one that looks alien type of technology. And you guys have to agree with me, this looks like a spaceship or something.
strategic bomber, also known as the stealth bomber, features low observable stealth technology that allows it to penetrate even the densest, most sophisticated anti-aircraft defenses. Even when spotted, this bomber is exceptional.
And I should not be laughing, but because I know this is a very serious topic, but you guys get it, right? I find this type of stuff so amazing that America do that I start laughing. But I get they use this for bad things, not for bad things, but bad things happen to innocent people, okay? But my friends, did you guys miss my reactions to military stuff? Because it's something that I've been lacking. I've been reacting a lot to Walmarts and stuff like that. Let's be real, it is what it is. But do you guys like my reactions to military? If so, the better way to tell me is always to leave a like. If you can leave a comment, oh, that would be perfect. But if you leave a like, I would appreciate you so much. And since we are talking about... since we are not reacting to the video, let me introduce you a very important thing, my Instagram account. And this will be a crazy transition because we go from military, America being number one, to country music reactions. Yeah, that's right, my friends. I've been putting some country music reactions on my Instagram. Dolly, Alan Jackson, George Strait, you name it. Go there and see my reactions. And André, I don't have Instagram. No worries. There is a Facebook account where I post the same things. But yeah, my friends, let's continue with this one because I'm getting too excited.
Difficult to track, let alone strike down. This allows it to seamlessly carry out its mission, threatening the enemy's most valued and heavily defended targets. The B-2's combat debut took place back in 1999 in Serbia, formerly Yugoslavia, where it was responsible.
1999. Oh wow! I thought this was a bit, younger because looks so futuristic. I thought this was like 10 years ago or something.
Responsible for destroying as many as 33% of all targets within the first 8 weeks of Operation Allied Force. Afterward, this bomber was deployed in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation Odyssey Dawn in Libya. Incredibly, this aircraft at times made 30-hour flights from Missouri to its target and back without even a scratch. As these operations have proven,
but needs to get fuel in the air. Cannot go that long without fuel, right?
the B-2 bomber can go just about anywhere, destroy its enemies, and disappear before they can even react.
It's crazy.
But despite what its name suggests, bombing isn't all the stealth bomber is capable of. The US often sends in this aircraft to collect the necessary data, which the B-2 does at an incredible rate. And as we all know, knowledge is power, which makes this aircraft a menace to all US adversaries, no matter how you look at it.
My friends, what that means, collect the data. I'm gonna make an assumption, maybe see what is going on with the enemy. But that's dangerous, to go to the enemy side. I know it's a stealth plane, but still.
The US ground and air forces as the first two reasons for steering clear of the US, you can probably guess what reason number 3 is, and it's just as, if not more daunting than the other two. That's right, the sheer size and might of the US Navy. The next piece of the puzzle makes one thing abundant.
What impresses me the most about the Navy is the... oh no, I forgot the name again. The thing where the planes go. Aircraft carriers. You guys have such amazing aircraft carriers.
Clear. Go against the US and you won't be safe anywhere, including the sea. Going off of numbers alone, you can get a great and menacing picture of just how powerful the US Navy is. It has over 470 total naval vessels, 11 aircraft carriers, which is nearly 4 times more than second-place China with 3, over 70 destroyers compared to number 2 again, China with 49, and over 60 submarines. All of this as well
That's ridiculous.
As an impressive assortment of amphibious ships, cruisers, and other support vessels that make up the backbone of its fleet and allow the US Navy to reach every corner of the globe. Let's learn a bit more by taking a closer look at...
Okay, this is a destroyer, right? With a baseball pitch. That's amazing. Come on, look at that.
At the aircraft carriers. As far as
I was joking. Yeah, I did not mean to say baseball was basketball. Never mind. That joke was bad at the beginning.
aircraft carriers go, no country comes even close to the US. So much so that the next second-ranked navy, China, only has 3 of these supercarriers. But again, it's not just about the numbers. It's about the sheer capability and power these aircraft carriers bring to the table. Each one is a floating city capable of carrying and launching dozens of aircraft, including fighter jets, reconnaissance planes, and helicopters. These carriers serve as a mobile airbase, allowing the US Navy to project air power anywhere in the world. Here are just
So aircraft carrier like that is billions, right? I believe
some locations where the Nimitz-class aircraft carriers have been deployed so far. The Gulf of Sidra near Libya during the Freedom of Navigation exercise, the South Korean coast to provide security for the Olympic Games in Seoul, Southern Iraq during Operation Southern Watch, the Philippines during Operation Fiery Vigil, Somalia during Operation Restore Hope, the Persian Gulf during Operation Vigilant Sentinel, Bosnia and Herzegovina during Operation Decisive Endeavor, the Ionian Sea during Operation Allied Force, Indonesia during Operation Unified Assistance, and off the coast of Haiti during Operation Unified Response. When used in a combat scenario, these aircraft carriers are always deployed in so-called carrier strike groups. These battle groups usually consist of 1 aircraft carrier, at least 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer squadron with at least 2 destroyers or frigates, 1 carrier air wing of up to 70 aircraft, and 7,500 personnel in total. Carrier strike groups.
Yeah, I was about to say this image is scary. And do you guys know what I think about this? What music comes to my head when I see this? So English not my main language. What you gonna do when they come for? No, sorry, you guys may know that. Do you guys know that music? What you gonna do? No, but
are virtually impenetrable. So the image of one of these groups sailing forward toward the target is enough to instill fear in any potential adversary. The US Navy maintains 9 carrier strike groups in total, 8 of which are based in the US, specifically California, Virginia, and Washington State. The US-based groups include Carrier Strike Groups 1, 3, and 9 based at the US Naval Base in San Diego in California, Carrier Strike Groups 2, 8, 10, and 12 based at the Naval Station Norfolk in Virginia, and Carrier Strike Group 11 based at the Naval Station Everett in Washington. The only non-US-based carrier strike group is number 5, which is based at the Fleet Activities Yokosuka base in Japan. Carrier Strike Group 12 is led by USS Gerald R. Ford, the latest addition to the US Navy's mighty aircraft carrier fleet. As of 2024, this vessel is the world's largest aircraft carrier and the largest warship ever constructed. This mammoth of a vessel cost almost $13 billion to build and
holy sweet potato, 13 billion, no chance. Oh wow, that's really impressive.
nearly $5 billion to research and develop, also making it the most expensive warship ever built. It's estimated that the largest Chinese carrier cost around $7 billion to make. But
to be fair, that's still a lot, wow.
What, you might be asking, did all of these billions of dollars bring to the US Navy? Simply, the most technologically advanced warship ever built, featuring cutting-edge innovations that set a new standard for naval engineering. This includes the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, or EMALS, which provides a more efficient, smooth, and reliable means of launching aircraft. Advanced Arresting Gear, or AAG, a state-of-the-art system designed to safely recover a wider variety of aircraft with reduced stress on airframes, and significant automation, reducing the crew size required for operation and maintenance. Finally, when discussing seagoing US technological marvels that prove that bigger is often better, we can't neglect the fleet of Ohio-class nuclear-powered submarines, aka the largest submarines ever built for the US Navy.
So submarines is the side of the Navy that I know the least. Maybe I should actually learn more because I know submarines play a crazy role if things go nuclear, right?
These submarines single-handedly make the US a deadly threat to virtually any enemy at sea. How so? Well, for starters,
So submarines are kinda like the B-2 bomber of the ocean. right? Because you also cannot the enemy cannot see them, right? They have some type of technology that they go really deep.
Incredibly stealthy. Basically, by the time the enemies spot them, it's already too late.
Yeah, go on.
Ohio-class submarines are also heavily armed, regardless of the model we're discussing. We're talking up to 20 Trident II missiles on the ballistic missile submarines and up to 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles on the guided missile submarines. The comparable Russian Bore-class submarines can only carry about 16. These armaments provide the US Navy with both a strategic nuclear deterrent and a formidable conventional strike capability. One wrong move and these submarines can make it rain. And we aren't even talking about the big, truly terrifying missiles. Well, not yet, anyway. All the submarines operated by the US Pacific Fleet are based at the naval base Kitsap in Washington, while the ones operated by the US Fleet Forces Command are stationed at the naval submarine base Kings Bay in Georgia. But let's go back to the missiles, because missiles are reason number 4 you shouldn't mess with the US. The US boasts a massive stockpile of missiles, with intercontinental ballistic missiles the most devastating. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs for short, are any ballistic missiles with a range greater than 3,400 miles. However, the missiles the US wields have a far greater range than the bare minimum. That's up to 8,700 miles to be precise. That's how far the Minuteman III ICBM can travel. Do the math, and you'll see that this range means the US can strike virtually any target on the planet. Don't believe us? Here are the average distances between the US and other places in the world that are within range of the Minuteman III.
Oh man, this is going to be scary. Be ready, my friends.
4,547 miles to Brazil, 4,763 miles to France, 5,461 miles to Bosnia and Herzegovina, 5,522 miles to Russia, 6,427 miles to North Korea, 6,820 miles to Egypt, 7,237 miles to China, 7,244 miles to Iran, 7,367 miles to the Central African Republic, and 8,436 miles to India.
Portugal is safe, man. Okay. So you guys can eat China from. Oh my god, that's insane.
The US has about 400 of these capable missiles deployed in missile silos around Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, and Francis E. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming. The Minuteman
Wyoming, because I know no one lives in. No, not no one. I actually have some viewers from Wyoming, but is not a lot of people live there. So it's crazy that they play a huge role, right?
missiles primarily serve as a nuclear deterrent, the land leg of the so-called nuclear triad, whose goal is to ensure a credible and formidable response capability in the event of a nuclear attack. Speaking of a nuclear attack, the whole of the US's nuclear capabilities are another reason one would be foolish to go against this superpower. As of 2024, the US has just over 5,000 nuclear weapons in its arsenal, with the previously mentioned ICBMs only a fraction of this fear-inducing arsenal. While Russia boasts a similar amount, the next closest country is China, which currently holds about 350 nukes. But it's when you look closer at what types of nukes they are and how they're deployed where things really start to get interesting. A significant part of this arsenal is air-based nuclear weapons, part of the US Air Force's Heavy Bomber Group, which are deployed via 50 or so B-52 Stratofortresses and 20 B-2 Spirits. A significant number of these bombs are deployed in Europe at 6 air bases in 5 NATO ally countries: the Kleine Brogel Air Base in Belgium, the Buchel Air Base in Germany, the Aviano and Getty Air Bases in Italy, the Volkel Air Base in the Netherlands, and the Incirlik Air Base in Turkey. This deployment allows the US to provide a rapid response to any region, which makes the notion of even making a threat a near-suicide mission. And given that America has over 700 bases around the world compared with China, who currently only has one permanent, fully operational base, the US is uniquely positioned to have
Wait, what? No, that cannot be true. China have one base? Wait. Okay, I was expecting like China have 100 or something.
over 700 bases around the world compared with China, who currently only has one permanent, fully operational base. The US is uniquely positioned to have weapons on standby in every corner of the globe. Though nuclear bombs make for a compelling reason number 5 not to poke the bear, it's currently unlikely that they'll be used anytime soon. Which is why the explosively
I mean, yeah, this series, we really have to be. We all have to chill a bit here because, nuclear stuff is different level.
dangerous non-nuclear bombs must be more closely examined. It's critical to understand why these bombs make up reason number 6 not to mess with the US. Remember earlier how we said no enemy of the US is safe on the ground, in the air, or at sea? Well, as it turns out, they aren't even safe underground.
Oh,
Just take
I was about to say in the space. If they showed me some crazy, some crazy technology in the space that they can laser stuff, no, that would be Star Wars. Never mind.
a massive ordnance
But on the ground, what the hell is going here?
penetrator, or MOP, as an example. This behemoth 30,000-pound precision-guided bunker buster bomb is used by the US Air Force to destroy deeply buried targets, such as underground bunkers and tunnels. Although, the massive ordnance penetrator was developed with one target in mind: weapons of mass destruction. No matter how well protected these weapons are, the massive ordnance penetrator should be able to take them out. This particular weapon is often top of mind when debating a potential attack on deeply buried nuclear facilities in North Korea and Iran. Some Iran
But see, this is where I lack knowledge. I admit that without a problem. If you hit the nuclear facilities, isn't that crazy in the sense that there will be a lot of explosions, right? And if we look at Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Chernobyl, can that basically make that region impossible to live? Am I saying something incorrect? Because that to me sounds so risky.
underground facilities are estimated to be around 200 feet underground, which is a depth the MOP can strike. That's all.
My friends, another thing. Every time I react to this type of stuff, I have vets watching my videos, and let me say this: it makes me so proud that I have you guys watching a random Portuguese guy on internet, because you guys are the real deal, not me. So that's why I'm super proud that even if I had one, I would be already proud. But I know I have a lot of vets watching these type of videos.
Also, why the
And I believe in America, people tend to say thanks for your service. I also want to make that clear. I'm very thankful that America have all of this and you guys fight for freedom, because I'm also very thankful.
US is amping up the production of these bombs, with an ammunition plant in Oklahoma producing 3 times more of them monthly. Of course, we can't talk about the most powerful non-nuclear bombs in the US's arsenal without mentioning the weapon aptly named the mother of all bombs. But this bomb is far from nurturing. Here are a few specs to make its destructive power clearer. The GBU-43B Massive Ordnance Air Blast Bomb, or MOAB for short, is a 21,600-pound bomb designed to target large and entrenched military structures or to clear extensive minefields. It has a blast radius of up to 1 mile and a blast yield of 11 tons of TNT. Though this bomb can't penetrate the ground, it can destroy structures like caves and canyons, which made it highly effective in wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. But if you think these manned bomb drops are wild, wait until you hear about what the US can do with unmanned vehicles.
So, a bit of a fun question. No, not fun, because what I'm about to say is not fun at all. But let's say Russia targets the America with one of those. Probably they don't even have one of those, but let's assume they have a similar one, and that bomb goes to the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon can be gone. Is this even possible? Everything goes away. Because we are talking about a crazy, crazy power. It's actually difficult even to imagine.
This brings us to reason number 7 to avoid getting on the US's bad side. Drones. Another weapon that has proven highly efficient and convenient across multiple combat scenarios. In the beginning, drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs if you want to get technical, were almost used exclusively for surveillance. However, after the September 11th attacks, their role expanded dramatically to include targeted strikes against enemy combatants. This made them a crucial part of the US's offensive on the global war on terrorism in Afghanistan, Iraq, and the rest of the Middle East. As of 2024, the US operates one of the world's largest drone fleets, primarily consisting of intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, or
Sorry, my friends, but those look like toys. I know they are probably amazing, but look at that. That's what my kid plays. Oh man, but it's kind of crazy because I believe drones will be the future, right? Makes sense to not have anyone inside anymore.
ISR and direct attack models. All of the country's major services have invested in drone technology, with the total number of units surpassing 16.
Wait, what the hell is this, my friends? You have no chance. Is this a meme or something?
1,000. We won't look into all of the models represented within this impressive figure. For this video specifically, 3 drone designs are of interest to us. Number 1, the Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel.
This one looks like the B-2 bomber.
30 of these impressive units have been built for the CIA, but most of their specs remain confidential. What is known, or at least speculated, is that these drones are primarily used for ISTAR and SIGINT missions. ISTAR stands for Intelligence, Surveillance, Target Acquisition, and Reconnaissance, while SIGINT is a shorthand for Signals Intelligence, an activity that involves collecting information from signals such as radio or radar for intelligence purposes. This high-speed, jet-powered stealth vehicle was first deployed in Afghanistan in 2007, followed by South Korea in 2009. In the attack drones department, the MQ-9 Reaper deserves a special
even the name, Reaper.
mention. This UAV has an incredible range of approximately 1,000 nautical miles and an operational altitude of 25,000 feet, which allows it to conduct long-term loitering operations. The MQ-9 can be armed with a variety of weaponry, including laser-guided bombs and Hellfire missiles. Even when fully armed, this drone can fly for some 23 hours, gathering intelligence and carrying out precision strikes if needed. Many experts believe that drones are the future of all warfare, which is why the US is heavily investing in new drone technology. One of its latest developments is the Boeing MQ-25 Stingray drone, which is likely to become operational sometime in 2026. The MQ-25 is a revolutionary product, the first unmanned aircraft to refuel another aircraft. For now, the unit is still being tested and developed at the Naval Air Station Point Mugu at Naval Base Ventura County. But if all goes to plan, this innovative drone will change the game, allowing fighter jets, bombers, and other aircraft to stay in the air longer without the need to land for refueling. While there's no denying that unmanned systems
Look at that with the wings. So cool.
Have revolutionized modern warfare, no machine can match the flexibility and creative problem-solving of our next reason. The 8th reason to avoid messing with the US? It's soldiers. The US might not be the nation with the most available manpower, active duty soldiers, or reservists. However, its forces are arguably the best trained and most disciplined in the world. They undergo rigorous training to develop not just—
With all the respect for everyone that represents their country, let's be real, and to be honest, it takes a lot of courage to do that type of stuff. And I think it's very honored, no matter what country you represent at the end of the day. But look at the Navy SEALs, look at the Airborne, those guys are incredible.
their physical capabilities, but also their mental resilience and decision-making skills. This especially applies to the country's special forces, which are among the most elite and specialized units in the world. If we had to single out only one of these special forces,
Navy.
it would undoubtedly be the U.S. Navy SEALs.
Yeah, I knew it.
Making up about 1% of all active duty members of the Navy, U.S. Navy SEALs are widely considered to be the most elite and dangerous special operation force in the world, known for their exceptional combat skills, physical fitness, and mental toughness. They're trained to operate in any environment, sea,
And they are amazing with a lot of weapons, from what I know.
air, and land, which is where their name, SEAL, comes from. And they're often called upon to undertake the most challenging and sensitive missions.
It's amazing.
SEAL training, known as Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL or BUDS training, is one of the most demanding military training programs in the world. It pushes candidates to their limits, both physically and mentally, with about 75% of candidates failing to complete the training. Of course, such a high attrition rate also guarantees that only the best will make it through. Though the entirety of this program is known for its demanding and intense nature, it doesn't get more grueling than the so-called Hell Week. During this 5.5-day stretch of continuous training, SEALs-to-be face intense physical and mental challenges, including cold water exposure and physical labor, designed to push them to their limits. But once
You know what? I don't know if I ever have a Navy SEAL watching me, but if by any chance anyone watching was a Navy SEAL or still was, I don't know, and feel free to leave me a comment, my friend.
they get through
This is the best of the best. If you are one, you should be. I mean, my ego would be bigger than my country.
through the Hell Week and the entirety of the SEAL training, these soldiers become experienced warriors that few can match. Warriors you wouldn't want to face in any scenario. In fact, experience is precisely what sets the US military apart from most other countries contending for the title of a superpower. The US military is not just powerful on paper. It has also been battle-tested in numerous conflicts and operations around the world, honing its military capabilities and proving its effectiveness time and time again. You'll soon see how America's experience absolutely changes the game. This leads us to reason number 9, why you should stay off of the US's radar. The country's military knows precisely how to deal with almost any incoming threat.
Great
the
point.
US has experience in some of the world's more intense conflicts. Cold wars, challenging insurgencies, impossible odds. From World War II to the Korean War, the Vietnam War to the Gulf War, and more recently, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, the US military has demonstrated its ability to adapt, innovate, and prevail in diverse and complex conflicts.
Very true.
Proof of the US looking to foster this mentality can be seen in the establishment of advanced training centers, such as the Joint Readiness Training Center, or JRTC, and the National Training Center, the NTC. This wealth of experience has not only shaped the US military's tactics, strategies, and doctrine, but has also cultivated a deep reservoir of knowledge and expertise among its personnel. In 2022, the US Census Bureau stated that there were around 16.2 million veterans, most of whom can lend valuable insights to the nation's defense. The US military
That's an impressive number again. That's bigger than my country. You know, we have 10 million people. I know. I mean, not comparing, but put you on my side. It's crazy to see a number like that.
military's veterans and active duty members carry this experience with them, ensuring that the lessons learned from past conflicts are applied to future challenges. So, when it comes to dealing with threats, both known and unforeseen, the US military's experience is a formidable advantage that should never be underestimated. But do you know what else shouldn't be underestimated? All the weaponry, techniques, and tactics that the US has never made public. Let's face it, what we
That's like I said, that's crazy to think about.
do know about these capabilities is a deterrent enough for anyone who doesn't have a death wish. Now imagine the unknown.
Oh, the Blue Angels.
Capabilities that have been developed and kept under wraps. The mere thought should be enough to dissuade even the most daring of adversaries. In 2025 alone, the budget calls for $143.2 billion in research, development, tests, and evaluations. So that's why these classified weapons the US military could break out at any moment represent our 10th and final reason not to mess with the US.
Oh
The
boy.
classic and irreplaceable fear of the unknown. So, what do you say? Are you shocked at all by the abilities and capabilities the US has? And more important,
That's a great question. Am I shocked at all? Yes and no, because I knew America was number one. But it's still crazy. I'm still in shock every time I see this type of videos, because if you really put in perspective all the technology, how much you guys spend and stuff like that, it's difficult to not maybe not shocked, but amazed. You know what I mean?
Importantly, do you think they're enough to dissuade the US's enemies from making the fatal mistake of messing with this superpower? If so,
That's I'm not sure, because humans tend to be quite dumb.
please share with us which of the 10 reasons you found the most compelling in the comments section below. And of course, feel free to add your reasons why messing with the US is a big no-no. While we're on the topic, if you're interested in videos like this
Oh,
one,
my
feel
friends.
free to check out why the US military has so many bases around the world, or one of our other videos on
Okay, feel free to show all the support to this channel. This channel is actually tremendous. But I have been thinking about watching this video for a long time. Why the US defense plan is unbeatable. Look, no one is watching until the end, I know. But if you are watching and you would like me to see that video, in this case react to that video, leave me the number. Basically, this is a long video, the number 33, you know? Because I would do it if I see a lot of 33s on the comments. Because this video, I feel like is super interesting. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this with me, my friends. Really means a lot. You end up staying until the end. See you guys in the next one.